Good morning to all the viewers out there. This is Ashapura Malabar Hill Premier League 2023, and another exciting weekend of cricket starts here. Today we are going to witness the two best of the teams. One of the best is fight that is going to be witnessed right now in front of you, right here from the Dilip Vengsarkar Academy, right here in Mhccl. Well, at the bowling end, I can see clearly it is Bhairav. On the non-striker end, it is, what can I say about him? Mihir. He's one of the classiest, player that we've seen, especially his cover drives, his big shots, takes his time, bees on the field. And to accompany him is Jatin at the strikers end, another class hitter, another master hitter. And now they have first slip. At the first slip, it is Kayan, and the match begins. The very first ball just nudging the outside edge straight to the keeper. Well, it has been an exciting tournament till now. We've seen the last week came up with a lot of surprises, especially the 200 plus score and some massive chases, some amazing defense that happened from the team. And Kingsmen was one of them, in the last week to register a win on a Sunday as well. This time onto the pad, just flicked it, and that's gone away for a boundary towards the mid-wicket region. And this is going to be an interesting contest that we are going to see, because the first 5 overs in a power play is very important, especially 6 overs, the power play overs. What is going to happen? How are they going to set up things here? Because considering Sharks, they are known to bat well, and they have some good depth of in their batting. So you are in forward for a treat when it comes to two best teams coming out in front of each other, Kingsmen and Sharks. And this time outside the off stump, just making sure that the gap is defined pretty well. Jatin starting the fireworks out here for his team Sharks. And this is where I say that the contest does not just remain till the bat and ball, but it goes beyond it, because the excitement are you have players who are showcasing their best of the talent, the best of the skills, the best of the techniques that they have in them. Well, it is a vintage cricket, I would say, because when you have such kind of seniors playing, look at that, one more gap, but this time there is an extra covers, very thoughtfully kept by Bhairav, because he knows that he's a good driver of the ball. So you will expect a lot of drives coming in front of those stumps. So when you have those fluent cover drives coming in, when you have those flick shots coming in right in place, and that is when you have also Mihir. Now, come on, I mean, if you don't see a boundary from Mihir's bat, what else are you here for? He's on strike. Bhairav, two good players coming in front of each other. Bhairav versus Mihir. What is going to happen? A little good bounce and a dot ball in the end by Bhairav. Well, again, going on to the back foot, reading the line very carefully. And this is what makes this player special, because he knows where he's going to place those deliveries, looking what is the scope out there, how is he going to place them very strategically. And that is what makes Mihir that vintage player, the old wine, I would say. This time in the air, bit of a chase for the fielder. Oh, this could have been a misfield, but fortunately the leg comes in between, and also couple of runs for them. That should end the over. The first over looks good, 2 boundaries from it, and the score moves to 11 runs in the very first over. Welcome to Ashapura Malabar Hill Premier League 2023 once again. Well, so Amit photographer comes into the crease to bowl after that 11 overs, 2 boundaries in the first one. Jatin doing major of the hitting. Mihir just taking his time. But then again, now what is going to happen in the second over? Full toss ball straight to the long on fielder. Expecting only a single, and just not a single but a walking single in typical Mihir style. Whenever he knows that it's going to be an easy single, he just walks it through. But that doesn't matter. As far as he's on the crease, you want him on the crease if you are a fan of sharks. Well, all these sharks, how deeper they are going to dig today in the water. But then again, they should also find a gold. They would be probably looking at a 200 plus. As you've seen, there's not much of a dew on the wicket. The bowler has a lot of scope to do a lot of variations, to do a lot of changes in that line and length, the pace, everything. But at the same time, the ball is nicely coming onto the bat, and you can see some runs flowing right away. And now then, I think the keeper is going to stand closer to that strike and stump, just to make sure that Mihir does not step out of the crease. But again, keeping at that position is not even easy. You can't have too many things going on your mind, but the only thing that how early the ball is going to reach, because once you're standing for a medium pacer or for a spinner behind the stumps, then you only have fraction of seconds to just make your move in case the ball misses the bat, comes to the wicket keeper. That's a big responsibility on the wicket keeper, but he's standing well and he's doing well. Now let's see what happens on the next ball. Amit comes in. Oh, that's a good bounce, a sudden bounce that just surprises me. But he just pushes for a single, and that's what you need to do. And that is what he's always known to, figure out his own way. Solutions is something that is there in his hands, because if he knows that he is not able to go aggressive right from the start of his innings, what he'll do is he'll take time. He'll just make sure that he places the ball, gives the non-striker who's playing well, who's hitting boundaries, and then try to build up the innings slowly. He's not in a hurry. He's a player who is very patient. He's a player who wants to stay there for a longer period of time, at least till the 10 overs, so that once the tone is set, once they have a good total in 10 overs, then the batsmen who are going to come later can just express themselves much better. But meanwhile, now it's again Amit, what is going to happen on this one as Mihir comes to the strike? The full length delivery, picked it up very nicely, and this is going to go in for some chase, but not a boundary, to be very honest, because it didn't really travel the distance. It just went high in the air. But then again, Mihir knows how to strike those pretty well. A couple of runs that just gets added to the total, and then it is always also good to see how the fielders are placed, because you can see a long on, you can see a short mid wicket, you can see a short square leg, you can see a short third, you can see a backward point, you can see a covers. Oh, this is an edge, but there is a short third place, and that will only be a single that will get Jatin on strike. But meanwhile, if you have to see, there's a short extra covers, there's a mid off that is in place. Meanwhile, end of 2 overs, the 2 overs have gone well, and 2 overs the score is 17 runs, just 6 runs out of it. So I would say good over after that first over, which went on for 2 boundaries. But then again, Bhairav is back at the bowling attack, and there is a bit of a discussion that is happening between Jatin and Mir. And they have also decided to place the first slip, where you can see Kayan Barucha, another good batter, another good fielder, and we've seen his diving fielding last week. He's one of the best fielders in the outfield. So Kayan is at the first slip in case that outside edge picks up. He's ready to grab them. Well, now 2 overs gone, 17 runs. A bit of a change again in the fielding. You can see for Mihir, they have placed a long off, because he's known to hit a lot of shots that goes a little more straighter, and he's also known to clear the boundaries at ease. So let's see now what is going to happen, because there is a deep extra covers, there is a wideish short extra covers, I would say. Just play strategically between that deep extra covers and that long off inside the 30-yard circle. Well bowled, well bowled. The cross angle seam just targeting the batsman onto the stumps, and something that we've seen in the last week, something that we've seen over here again. The more and more you're going to bowl on those 3 sticks, bowl on those stumps, it is always going to be beneficial for the bowler. And here it's a cross angle seam, nicely bouncing, coming on to Mihir. But this time a little wider. All he does is just takes the outside edge and the ball goes to the boundary. This is where, you know, some players know how to get runs even in those situations which are not very convincingly in favor of them. But then again, you need to figure out your own ways, and that is something that Boundary spoke about when Mihir just opened the face of the bat, the blade just taking that top edge of the bat, and the ball going towards boundary. All that the short third fielder was a spectator, nothing else. This time onto the leg side, change of line, change of pace, mixing it very nicely. Bhairav, he's already got in for 3 boundaries, but then again, he's one of the key bowlers. He's one bowler who can you can bounce back with couple of wickets, and you will be like, oh, till now he was only going in for boundaries, and suddenly he's got 2 wickets. That is what Bhairav is all about. So it's all the matter of hitting the iceberg in the air for a little bit of time, but a nice drive towards the long off region. Another single that he gets easily. Pretty sunny weather today. Good climate to play. It's just that if it gets more hotter, then the players will need a lot of water to drink, because you need to keep yourself calm. You need to drink a lot of water. It's not very easy and very conducive when you're playing in such a heat. Nicely flicked. Is this gonna take the pace? The fielder is behind it. He will stop it. Another couple of runs, and this is what the good part about both these players. And if you see them play, age is just a number. Age is just a number. It's the passion that drives in. And because of passion, you know that if you have to play this kind of a sport, you need to be fit. So fitness is taken extra care of, right from your diet, right from your gym sessions, right from your net sessions, right from you go out for running every day, you go out on walks every day, but just making sure that the fitness levels are achieved so that you play a 20-20 game. Because again, it's a matter of 120 deliveries that you are on the field, and then again in the second innings you have to come either onto bat or either onto ball. So you got to be very focused. You got to be very upright in every situation. This is again wideish towards that extra covers. Bit of a misfield, but then again, is that misfield going to cause them? Is this misfield going to cause them? I'm not really sure, but yes, the Uni1 boundary has come in finally. Ashapura Premier League, Malabar Hill Premier League 2023 is up here, and then another exciting week of cricket that has begun. End of Bhairav's over, and 3 overs that have gotten now. After 3 overs, the score is 28 runs. Back to Amit Photographer now, who's been consistent, who is been not very expensive in the first over, but then again, someone needs to be there to pick up wickets. Long time. Well, I told you, Mihir likes to go on to that area which is the something between long on, long off, or either exactly long on, long off. But then again, a nice catch, nicely judged, was in the air for a long time, and an easy catch in the end. First wicket that has gone in, and Mihir is back in the dugout. Not a good sign for Sharks, but then again, it's a power play over. You have to take your chances. And we'll be back very soon with the new player that is just going to join, Jatin in the center. Well, so the right-hander Mihir goes back to the dugout, and a left-hander batter comes to the center. Amit, photographer, very first ball, just swung the bat, and Tushar with the very first ball, a uni-1 sixer from his bat coming in. That is the kind of start that you want, and that is the kind of start that is given. It's Tushar Modi, and he makes a statement immediately after he comes onto the strike. Low full toss ball played straight in the hands of the long off fielder. Another single that he'll easily get, and that should also be an end of good over. One sixer and one wicket from it. A very important wicket of Mir. Well, no, there is still deliveries remaining. It's just the right hand, left hand batting that is getting changed, because of which the entire field has to go for a change. We'll talk about it, but meanwhile, this delivery, good bounce, slow one, good bounce, just pushing it, wants to go for a single. Tushar says no. Another dot ball. So yeah, I was talking about the left and right hand batting combination. What happens and what it does is every ball the strike changes. There is a lot of shift in the fielding. There is a lot of shift in the way bowler has to bowl his line, and a lot of mistakes also can happen with that. But if your experience, if you know your basics right, your techniques right, this one was in the air, bit of a misfield, and that will also be a uni-1 boundary. In some time back, we did the E-Puja Toss Ka Boss, and in that E-Puja Toss Ka Boss, it was Kingsmen who was the winner of this toss. And the E-Puja Toss Ka Boss, after they won the toss, Kingsmen opted to bowl first, looking at a little bit of dew that could have bothered them a little bit, saying that if are we going to bat first or not. It's a big appeal for the leg before, but the umpire is very clear that the ball is pitching outside the line, and that's the reason the shout does not hold that kind of an impact. End of the over with a good shout, but good over, 1-6, 1 boundary, 1 wicket as well. Bhairav will come back to the attack. Well, straight down the ground, and it's going to be a single again. Very first delivery of Bhairav. Will Bhairav strike now? That's the whole question, because Bhairav has done well till now. Though he's gone in for some boundaries, but I think he's bowled some good deliveries also. It's his third over that he's bowling right now. Probably the captain is wanting him to push a little bit more and get a wicket as well. It's Tushar Modi now. Again, field changes for him. There is a deep mid wicket. There is a long on that has been placed. Mind you, we still are in the power play overs. So power play overs have not yet ended, not yet finished. So you will expect these power play overs to continue. And when they continue, there are going to be continuous shift of the field. We'll see a short third. We'll see a short backward point. But this time he plans to hit it towards the mid-off with another dot ball. It was hit with a lot of power, so you can expect the ball to reach very early to the fielder, and only you can end that one with a dot ball. Well, the cross seam angle has worked very well for Bhairav. Not in the first over, but I think that he's made those changes in the last. But this was in the air. Chance of a follow through catch that could have happened. Tushar Modi wants to go straight. Second run called in from Jatin, and second run has been completed. Nice call as he was running towards the danger end, and he knew that he had to be back in the crease at the right time, at the right spot. Now again, he wants the keeper to stand closer to that strike and stump, because he feels that Tushar and Jatin are trying to move out of the crease, probably a couple of steps, and trying to hit those big shots. So just trying to put that little bit of that impact of telling that, hey, look, if you make any mistake and you miss the ball is straight going to land up in the hands of the wicket keeper as he's standing closer to the stumps. So just be aware, just be a little cautious. It's all mind games out here. It's all mind games out here in the center. Oh, that's a good one. Very good Yorker. Very good Yorker. Bhairav, another experienced bowler, backs his strengths, his techniques under any situation to come out as a winner. Bhairav is also a good thinker, very good thinker. In a live match, if you have to make those changes, just make sure that everything goes well. He's a close thinker of that game. Every ball that he watches, he knows where the batsman is going to play, and he just makes sure, not in just his bowling, but he's always out there, also talking to his peers, talking to his colleagues, talking to his teammates, that probably these are the changes that I think is going to play some good amount of results for us. So let's do it. And you need these kind of leadership qualities even when you have a captain, but it's always good to share your experience, make those changes. Now this is a slower one. Wicket keeper was ahead only because of this reason. Though it is a wide ball, doesn't matter, but they took a chance for a stumping. He knew that he knew that the batsman is coming out of the crease, and just making sure that because he's out of the crease, there is a chance of a stumping. This is what I say when I call Bhairav as a thinker. He thinks through. He thinks through that small edge that is available for him. Look at that. Look at that. Outside the off stump, straight to the keeper. This should also end the over. After the end of the over, the score is 45. Bowling change now. There is a spin attack introduced immediately after the score raises to 45. Oh, well bowled. Very well bowled. Now, here is something that I would like to talk about. That the spinner, Dave, who's coming now, he's bowling closer from that non-striker stump. So he's getting more of a straight angle to bowl in, which is moving out because he's bowling an off spin. So he's bowling lot straighter to that stumps. Now this is where it is going to be difficult for the batter, because the more you're going to bowl closer to that stump, you get that straight angle. And something that in international cricket also we've seen, Kuldeep, when he started bowling, he used to come across when he used to run. And the moment he changed his run up, the way, the style, he used to come more straighter. And that is the reason in international cricket also Kuldeep has achieved a lot of good heights, is because of that change in that run up, the change in the way he used to come. And earlier, if you've seen, Kuldeep used to bowl more away from the stumps. But the moment he started bowling closer from that non-striker stump, he made a lot of batters run for their money. And this is what Dave is going to make the batters run for their money today, because he is going to be difficult to play, especially in this wicket. Not great bounce, but good turning track. I would say not that great turning track, but enough turn to make sure that you deceive the batsman. This is going to be a challenge. Oh, this is into the gap. This is even more better placement, I would say. Oh, pitch delivery, just reading the line pretty early, and the anticipation makes it pretty well. Execution is class, and that will be a uni one boundary. Turn, good turn. Again,
Hello, 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 hello.
a good batting depth. It's not that they will be easily falling out for this, but then again, what is the plan that the Sharks have in their mind? They got to pick up early wickets. Is the power play going to be one of those where both of the teams are looking to score equal? One hand, Sharks behind wickets. On the other hand, Kingsmen behind runs. Not at all a great start. Not at all a great start. You can give 2 times wide for this, or probably penalty of 5 runs if you're going to bowl like this, because this is a big wide. Sometimes we've seen the bowlers have not really gotten to the line and length as soon as they've come, but you can't be bowling this. But the first ball of this second innings, oh, that is a good one. Now this is what also a bowler's ability to forget what have happened in the first ball. Any bowler, oh, this is class. Well, if you're a cameraman, you would love to stand at. Good one. Slow one. Bounce. Outside the off stump. Everything working. Karan on strike. Kingsmen have got 6 overs of power play where they can accelerate to the maximum. In the air again. 2 players strategically kept and the bowling going as per that. Now when you have a plan in your mind, you are always on the right track. You can see there is not, you are always on the right track. You can see there is not much of a protection on the left hand side, the leg side, because you only can see a short square leg, then you have a mid on, but the entire arena is only guarded by one deep mid wicket. And on the other hand, you see you have a deep backward point, you have a covers, deep covers, then you have a mid off, then you have a short third, then you have a short backward point. Now this is what I call strategically, because you have to bowl where the field is placed for you. You also have a first slip, so they are already looking for too many chances in the very first over. Played it very lightly just to secure that single run. End of the first over, and the score is 6 after the end of first. Well, the second over now starts. After the first over, it is just 6 runs on the scoreboard. But now, it's just a matter of run wherever it is possible. Because what happens is that you're talking about singles and doubles also in that. So 1 can be converted into 2, 2 can be converted into 3. Unless you have plans of getting these kind of boundaries. Right now, it was hit a little wider to that mid-off region, but a single. This is what I'm saying. Not just that as well, but singles and doubles also can kind of into the slot, into the Yorker area. Wonderful bowling. Good start. Sharks are on their roll. Every bowler is bowling with responsibility. If you've seen the first over, other than the first delivery, I think it was spot on, bang on. Fielding, nice cut. But there is a deep covers to guard that area. And this is when I'm saying nice captaincy. And see, what happens is that after a point of time, when the batters know that, you know, it's a power play over, we're not getting boundaries, so that pressure kind of mounts it down. And then the batsman tries to do some mistake. Now, this is what the sign of good captaincy is, when you're placing the right players at the right areas, even though if it is a power play, even though if when you know that there is only 2 players that are allowed to stand outside that 30-yard circle, you still love to make the most of it. Oh, that is a cracker of a shot, but straight down. It could have been a good catch and a breakthrough. Kyan Baruch could have been a wicket. Oh, that is a big life. Will this be a life that you will repent later? Will this be a life that you'll repent later? It's Kyan Barucha. You don't want Kyan's catch to go down. You don't want Kyan's catch to go down, but it's still gone. Second over, and it was straight in the hands of the fielder. Shot of the lane delivery, and this is what Kyan can do. Fast outfield, and that will be a uni-1 boundary. What a fantastic shot. End of the over. Would have directly, he'll have to be very careful about. You cannot take these chances very easily. Catch it was the only a single that you will get. But honestly, power play has been good. It has been good for the Sharks, not for Kingsmen. Because they haven't really given too many chances to hit those boundaries. Look at that. Look at that. Pace variation does magic. Bit of a discussion now. Sohail trying to tell Karan that end of the over. Good one for. Oh, onto the back foot. Quick single, quick cheeky single. And by the end of the over, it's 34 runs. Well, now just 34 runs. Off that power play, and due credit to the way fielding was placed, the bowling that happened, the wickets that were taken. And the overs to continue now. It's going to be a little bit of pressure on the Kingsmen, but only when you come out of that pressure, not playing like this. Another dot ball. I just playing with that length. Single. Onto the back foot, straight to the field. A bit of a misfield, just a single. But to be very honest, are these singles really helping the situation? Are they really covering up for what you want right now? I really don't think so. I really don't think so. See, unless and until you target another 30, 40 odd runs in the next 3, 4 overs, you're still going to be behind with the required run rate that you want. See, because again, you're chasing a score of 183. You need to understand that last 10 overs, you even if you keep, for example, even if you keep 100 runs to chase, you still need 83 on the scoreboard by the end of 10 overs. And if that doesn't happen, and you're chasing probably the remaining 110 or 120 runs in that last 10 overs, then probably the target of run rate, which was right now climbing to more than 10, it will directly escalate to roughly around 20 runs per over. And that is where the real pressure builds up in a T20 game, and something like that you don't want right now, that you really don't want right now. Because after you are coming from a win in the last week for Kingsmen especially, you want to continue that streak. End of the over. The over. The left-hander bowler has done good till now. Oh, good bounce. Good bounce. Starts off with a dot ball. back to the batsman, and that's the reason it went only for a single. Now here again, misses the run up, and dead ball given by the umpire. But again, my whole concern and my whole thought again is the increasing run rate that even the Kingsmen will be a little afraid of. And this is what they will be forced to do after a point of time. You got only a single, but you had no choice other than leaving your crease and just trying to hit that for a big boundary. See, this is where the whole mathematics changes. This is where the whole idea of getting more and more runs at the right time at the right spot changes. Because you're not going to get too many chances after this. See, once the end of 10 overs happen, you will be desperate to only hit the ball wherever it comes, because you have to chase the run rate. There is a deep covers. Will manage only a single. And right from the ball one, I will say, it is the captaincy who has played a big role. Big role. Placing the right field, even in the power play. After the power play, of course, you get more freedom. Oh, this was not required. This is not required. This is just that one attempt of adding that extra bit of pace by the bowler, which was not at all required. Buys and 4 runs, welcome by Kingsmen. And these are the runs that they want. This is the way they need those boundaries. They're not going to be stopping anywhere if you get these kind of runs. These free runs are just opening the gate. Look at that. It's in the air and into the gap as well. This will fall in no man's land. Long chase. Long chase. The ball wins. Uni one boundary. Fantastic. .51 after the end of the over. Spin bowling is even going to be more dangerous. especially this track which is not bouncing, especially the track which is turning out to be slow right now, or is it the approach of the batters? See, it could be two things. One, you've decided to play defensive, probably for another couple of overs or probably for first 10 overs. And just when I was talking about the defensive cricket, he has just shown the outclass that he can play with a big shot, the big pull shot, shot of the length delivery, and just picked it away. Had too much of a time on that one. And that will be a Uni 1 sixer. Well, you can't go back too much because you have to move forward. You have to move with the chase. You have to get runs. You have to get runs only for your team. Sliced it towards the short backward point, but nicely stopped by the fielder. Got to be working hard towards this. Got to be working very hard towards this. Now again, this ball was in the air for quite some time. You could have easily left your crease and tried to go for a big shot, but he waited for it and took it as a lower full toss ball. Again, approach. If you are chasing such a big total, then your approach also decides how are you going to perform. Too much of a defensive cricket that we've seen in the second innings, which is not required. I'm saying on loose deliveries, at least it is not required. You have to understand, because when you are chasing, your eye should be continuously on the scoreboard and just looking at how many runs you still require to make the most of it. There needs to be a clear set plan. If there is no clear set plan, then it's going to be difficult. Look at that, difficult, very difficult for the batsman to play. This almost was like coming from the ground somewhere. It never looked like that the bowler has bowled this one. It kept so low. "60 runs after the end of 9 overs. Full toss ball. Placed it into the gaps. The first Uni 1 boundary of this over on the very first ball. Bad delivery and given the right treatment. into the right spot, I would say, after that boundary. Something that you always are looking for, the Yorkers as a bowler. And one of the ball, even if you try that with the extra pace, but again you have to also understand you cannot bowl on the leg side. Look at that. Again you have tried for that extra pace. Full toss ball. This is what I was trying to say. This is you need to avoid. When you're going for that extra pace, you have to make sure that you bowl on the right spot. You cannot give full tosses. You cannot bowl on the leg side, or else you're going to be punished like this. And right now, Kingsmen wants run, no matter how they get it. Whether they get it from a leg by or a good shot like this, or a full toss ball like this, or on a no ball or a wide ball. Important is that they get closer to their target with every ball that is being bowled. Just 1 over behind that 10 overs to be completed, but 10th over they will like to make the most of it. And this is the beauty of 20 over game, T20 game. You just need a couple of good overs, that's it, and you're in. You're sorted. Unlike the 50 over game, which takes too long to develop, to mature. But 2020 is like a metro rail or a bullet train. You sit at one stop, you reach at the other stop, and you don't know when. Two boundaries have already come in. Willie targeting the third boundary in this over. That's how you need to reduce the run rate, the asking rate. That's a beautiful delivery. Good keeping. Well kept, I would say, Mr. Wicket Keeper. End of the over. 10 overs gone. The score moves to. Score. Huh? One ball remaining. So you got to wait. Well, he did target that boundary on the last ball, but all he will get is just couple of runs. 10 overs gone, and the score has moved on to 70 runs.
Oh, mere sher, looking nice, huh?
Not just nice. It's got to be different, stylish, and spectacular. Leave everything ordinary. Go for great.
Oh, mere sher, looking nice, huh?
Not just nice. It's got to be different, stylish, and spectacular. Leave everything ordinary. Go for great.
Well, the story of 10 overs have gone, and now it is every ball that makes every run, and every run that you get in that over would just be a calculation on the required rate. On an average, you need more than 10 runs every over. That is how the calculation talks right now. And this will increase if those runs do not come properly. If anywhere that run scoring just deteriorates, then it is going to have an equal and adverse effect of the asking run rate, which is your required run rate. And you got to avoid those scenarios. You clearly got to avoid those scenarios. Steps down the crease, it's high up in the air, man coming under it, will that be caught? Yes it is, safe pair of hands, wicket falls down. Uni 1 wicket. Good catch, good bowling, wicket for Avnish. or the run rate is going to climb like a Mount Everest. And you don't want that run rate to be counting and mounting so much that you lose the focus and the attention that you have gathered in this game. Kingsmen have to do the right things at the right time, because now not too many overs are remaining, and especially when you know the spinners are going to take the charge, the runs needs to come in, and they come in like this onto the leg side. Karan just brings his bat in between just to make that enough connection that the ball goes towards a deep fine leg boundary for a uni-1 boundary. Rajiv immediately knew that he has made a mistake bowling on the leg stump, but it was too late because it was already a wide to that leg stump. Steps down the crease, just chips it over the bowler's head, and even get a single. That's the right way to go about it, bringing Hiren on strike. He's got a boundary, he's got a single. Rotate the strike, let the other batter try his arms on it. Just trying to clear that 30-yard circle, but you have to be a little more good at the execution, because if you're not, then the fielder is there to stop that one. Kingsmen, it's not that anything is impossible for them. It's just the right momentum that they're waiting for. They need to shift the gears now. You have wickets in your hand, you might as well get minimum of 2 boundaries every over. Only then, and only then, are you going to put some speed breakers to that dot deliveries that are coming to you. And it is said the best defense is to attack. Go for it. Oh, this is one in the air. Play coming under it. Will that be caught? Yes, it is. Uni-1 wicket, big wicket. Karan, the set batsman, will have to return back to the dugout. Rajiv picks up a wicket. They're all happy and dancing in the air. 12 overs have gone by, and now it's just boiled it down to those last 8 overs that you're going to see. And what are the surprises? Are there dot ball to start off with? Oh, that is a powerful hit, and will that travel all the way? The fielder's coming under it, but it will be a uni-1 boundary. You can't stop that. It was hit with a lot of power. Right now, you need runs and you need them big. So boundaries are expected on almost every 2 or 3 odd deliveries. If that is the approach, then you're going right. And this will be another uni-1 boundary, consecutive boundaries. And the dugout says, keep going, Hiren, keep going. Yes, you require those runs and you require it now. What you need to do is you need to be patient enough to figure out the right areas in the right spots. Now this is an extra slow one. Well bowled. Well, the point is he's bowling onto the stumps, but very less of that pace. So one, if you are a batter at that end, you need to wait for the ball. But it's just that intuition somewhere down the line comes that I have to hit it also with a lot of power. And in these two thoughts, you get double mind and then the dot ball happens. Generally happens in this scenario. End of the over. "89 runs after the end of 13. "94 runs needed and 42 balls remaining. It is a clear-cut equation that minimum of 2 boundaries every over with singles, doubles, whatever you can get. But the run rate is now escalating. 94 needed, 42 remaining. Rajiv to continue. Spin bowling doing the trick. That is a good shot. And that will be a uni-1 boundary. As far as you are playing with the run rate, you're still in the game. But the moment you get your eyes off that required rate, you will be in a deep trouble. Full toss ball, and that will be a boundary towards the deep third region. Two boundaries, Hiren at his best. It was a top edge, but when you are needing runs, hardly does it matter that the runs came from the top edge or the inside edge or through a byes or through a leg byes. The runs are coming. Steps down, and it's in the air for quite some time, but I don't think so he'll go for a catch. Right decision for not going for the catch, because he was already too late on the ball. Allowed it to be a single, and that's okay. I am ready. Just a single, that they were looking for. Every run now suddenly becomes so important, and that is what happened. If you do not cover that run rate in the first 10 overs, then you are always going to face this issue in the last 10, and now you're desperate to go for those shots. Thankfully to that two boundaries, but then if you're not going to add up those two boundaries with singles on every ball, the bowler still has a winning part in that over, because he's bowled an average runs, he's not given anything extra, and that is where the required run rate has to then balance it out. Well, so we were just in middle of the toss between the learners and the SM fighters. Learners have won the toss. They have elected to bowl first and have invited SM fighters to bat first. Now, SM fighters, after the last game, too many learnings to come in front of the learners. And we will have to see how the next game goes. But meanwhile, this game is now becoming a nail biter. Well, a nail biter, and how? Because you need runs. In the air, and will that be caught? No, it is not caught. In fact, it's a misfield, and that's gone for a uni-1 boundary. The player was never ever ready. I would say it is a very sloppy fielding, neither for the catch, neither for stopping the ball. I would say a welcome boundary for the Kingsmen batter. Ankit Khambatia, the player. Khambati. Oh, that's outside. That's outside the off stump. Nicely bowled. And again, spinners never got a turn on this track. They were just trying to bowl the right areas, that's all. But getting the turn, getting the spin was just out of the question. Single. Just going with the flow. Well, the two-time defending Sharks are moving in this tournament as well in a positive note. But it's still a game that is nicely poised, I would say. Ah, good turn, good turn. Not a very sharp turn, but that slight turn was enough to do the trick. But this is unfortunate. This is very unfortunate. Especially when you're going to be aggressive in throwing and trying to take your chances, there needs to be a cover to make sure that you don't concede that extra runs that are coming your way. End of another good over. And now the score after 15 overs, it goes to 108. Well, just when I was in conversation some couple of days back with one of the cricketing coaches, who's also known to be a strength and conditioning coach, and there was a discussion on how chases can get better, and he had a very simple thing to say, that every over set a target for yourself, that I am going to score probably 10 runs or 15 runs depending on the run rate that is required, and even if you get 70% onto it, confidence level doubles up. And after probably 2 or 3 overs, you don't even think that how many runs I need to get, because that 2 or 3 overs, the target that you're setting to yourself is enough to boost that confidence to give you a better chase. That running behind the runs becomes very easy. So it's all in the mind. It's all in the mind, that your approach, your body language, your techniques of playing the shots, your techniques of creating an opportunity when there is absolutely 0% scope of it. And honestly, I will still give credit to the captaincy that happened in the power play overs, because that is where Kingsmen had a bigger hand over the Sharks. But one fielder that was placed in the deep covers, one fielder that was placed at the backward point, some overs we saw a deep mid wicket. And the bowlers also, with due credit to the captaincy and the fielding, they were bowling at the right areas, and that's the reason only 30 40 odd runs came in that power play over, where the scenario in the first half was completely different. But still, Kingsmen are known to hit big shots. Hiren is still there in the crease. Good one by Rajiv. As soon as he saw the batsman charging onto him, he followed the batter. No doubt it was a lower full toss ball, but that could have been hit anywhere. But that extra slower ball just does what is required. Now this you need to blame the wicket. This you absolutely need to blame the wicket, because it's impossible for any batter to play that shot. Wide ball in the end. That was a no ball. That was a no ball, and a free hit comes Hiren's way. It's as good as a license to do anything without even bothering of getting out. A bit more pace than he bowls, Rajiv, but a lower full toss ball to a single in the end. Well, the good part is fielding arrangement. The fielding placement has been spot on. So even if you get boundaries, you really had to, find it, struggle for it, take a lot of efforts to get those boundaries. Ideally, it is not, especially in the first 6 overs. And no doubt, the Kingsmen have got good boundaries, but nothing has come that easy. Chips it over that 30-yard circle only for a single. Ankit and Hiren. And especially when you are playing under this sunny light and this hot atmosphere, the more slower deliveries that you are going to face is going to spend a lot of energies of a batsman in playing that shot. Now generally when you play a cover drive, or that's hit with a lot of power, but then again, good football skills, couple of runs added. Now again, I'm talking about the aspect where you lose a lot of energy as a batter. If you are a right-handed batsman or a left-handed batsman and you're trying to play a cover drive, you need to put your body position a little more bended so that you reach to the ball early. If you're going to stand tall and then you're going to make an entire exercise of going down and playing the power play shots, that is where you're going to spend a lot of energies. In the air, gone. Gone. Gone with the wind. Hiren. Big fish in the pond. Jai Shah takes an easy catch. Rajiv picks another wicket. End of the over. It's all hunky-dory right now for the Sharks. 16 overs gone by. Ankit once again trying to heave that one over the mid-wicket area, but only a single. And the asking run rate, which is your required run rate, is always going to be a trek climber for the Kingsmen now. It's as good as climbing a Mount Everest. Forget Mount Everest, even consider a mountain near Lonavala or a Pune, which has got a decent amount of trekking to be done. That is the run rate that you're talking about. You're talking about a run rate of 18 runs per over. Only if you've played with Chennai Super Kings under the guidance of MS Dhoni, you can still attack every over. But not with the conditions right now, because you have some good spinners. You have Rajiv, you have Saurabh, who did a good job earlier. Because spinners, they didn't try to do something very different today. They just stuck to their basics. And that basics was much enough to kind of do the trick for the job, do the trick for the for whatever is required. And we didn't see a turning track today. It was never ever a turning track. Earlier in the innings, we spoke to Sohil. Sohil said that there is no turn at all. It's just when you hit the right areas, you can only play with pace. Look at that. No turn, absolutely. Straight coming onto the bat. But the good part is the line. Outside the off stump, on the off stump, or between that middle and off stump, that has worked majorly for the right-handers and visibly for the left-handers as well, especially with the spin attack. And completely when you're going pace off, it has been an added pedigree to this particular wicket. Look at that. No bounce, straight ball, but nicely placed into the gap. Will this be a uniform boundary? Too much area to be covered for the fielder, but he will give up the chase. Nothing that really will concern the Sharks right now. One odd boundary, that's fine, because you need to now stick to that increasing run rate every over. Will the God save in front of and probably it is said that, God does not come to help you, but Dave has already padded up. In the air, it's a long and forever. Fantabulous Uni-1 sixer that comes in. (126) after the end of 17 overs. Well, the game now remaining to last 18 legit opportunities that will come to you. Let's look at that way for Kingsmen. The last 18 opportunities. A window where you can sneak in, a window where you can jump, a window where you can dance, but only if you are able to take care of what is required in your hand. Full toss ball into the gap. No, it is not. Straight to the fielder. Single. Well, it's just not today. But to all the viewers, we are also going to see one more game after this. And we are also going to enjoy a cricketing Sunday at Ashapura Malabar Hill Premier League 2023 tomorrow as well. Because weekend is fun, weekend is cricket, weekend is your day to enjoy the game that you love, the game that you're passionate about, the game that you always have as a kid grown up with. As it is said, cricket is not just a game, it's more than a game, it's a religion in India. And why it is a religion in India? As you celebrate Diwali, Christmas, you celebrate a lot of these festivals, you celebrate cricket as well. So cricket is one of those festivals that you keep celebrating throughout the year. Doesn't matter if it is raining, doesn't matter if it is a lot of sun out there, doesn't matter if it winters out there. But what matters is that you need to have a bat and a ball and stumps and a small ping on the WhatsApp group. Hey, let's play. And you will see more than 11 players getting gathered for playing on one side. That is the love that we are talking about. Ashapura, Ashapura Malabar Hill Premier League. This is close, but just brushing off the pads, I would say. It did not hit the inside edge of the bat, but did brush the pads. Good decision by the umpire, and a half-hearted appeal also by the bowler. Immediately realized that there is no connection of the bat and ball. But good one. It's good to see that enthusiasm. It's good to see that energy still at the 18th over. Otherwise, you generally tend to get a little into that cocoon of your comfort zone. Bouncing delivery, taking the top edge. Second run. This is the effort. This is the effort. Kingsmen, take an applaud for the efforts. That fighting spirit is still alive till the 18th over. And that's also the end of the over. Flicked it towards the leg side. Some runs. And now it's the penultimate over of this innings. Onto the leg side, moving away. Chance of a run out, and probably he's gone. Wicket goes down. Well, you will get some runs, but they are not enough to get you to the target. But it's all about the formalities that are remaining right now, and you just need to be sticking to that. No harm, nothing wrong, but you've done your job. Be proud of yourself. Kingsmen have really been on their best. Another one onto the leg side, but there is a fielder who will just stop that one, and only couple of runs. It's a good fighting spirit, I think. It's a good fighting spirit. That's what you makes this team so special. Their approach, their understanding towards the game, end of the over, and now the formalities of last over. Well, it's Bales on the ground, and a wicket falls down. Another one back in the dugout. And the new batsman immediately taking the charge, and the last over and the formalities behind it. SM Fighters to bat first in this next game. Learners Academy Lions, and that will be just a complimentary Uni 1 boundary. The reason I said complimentary because it could have been stopped. But last over doesn't matter. The hard work that you have put, you can actually leave all these without bothering yourself. Single. Another good over that we have seen. And this good over has reflected in so many better ways. Full toss ball straight for a single. Oh, again, that sudden bounce just surprises the fielder. Some final deliveries and the formalities behind it. Full toss ball, pulled it away, straight in the air. Will he go for a catch? Not a catch, and also a misfield. Mihir is totally not happy, even if it is the last over. They are winning it comfortably, but then he's just making sure why these loopholes that we need to keep. Either we go for a catch, either we don't go for a catch. Why to misfield? One bounce and straight to the fielder. Congratulations to Sharks. They have been outstanding and they've played well. Hard luck to Kingsmen, and we'll meet you in the next match. SM Fighters versus Learners Academy Lions. Learners Academy Lions won the toss. They got in for fielding first and have invited SM Fighters to bat first. We'll see you in just a short while.